Okay, so I woke up and checked my email, make sure everything was all good for today. Turns out it's kind of not, so I'll have to talk with people when I get there. Yeah, check my email, clean myself up because I wanted to look not disgusting going to an event. And after that I ate and then started to get my gear together. So I'm doing a photo essay about a Cheer Expo in Halifax. So I had to go and look up some teams, what the history was a little bit, standings. And then yeah, so I rented some camera gear from the J School. So I made sure I had all my lenses together, my 2 camera bodies, because when I'm covering an event, I want to have 2 lenses on me. Made sure I have my voice recorder, notepad, laptop, hard drive, all my chargers. Make sure everything's charged before I go out. That's really important. If something dies, I can't do what I need to do. Thanks, buddy. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do to prepare to go. Making sure that I still have everything that's in line to be able to do the story. So now we're at the event that I'm covering, the Cheer Expo. So what I usually do when I set up at an event that I'm covering is I'll try to get here at least a good half hour early, so I can set up for cameras. I can check the lighting to make sure that I'm not just on the fly when I get in. That's a really big thing for me, especially if you're using cameras or video, you want to show up early to check to make sure that you have everything you need, you didn't forget anything, give yourself time to go back if you do, maybe. And set the light, because that can be challenging, especially if you're inside and the lighting might not be that great. Here it shouldn't be an issue, but it obviously can be. I'll try to meet up with any sources early on, just to establish some kind of connection, and then get my press pass. Probably before I do all of that, I should probably get my press pass, because if you don't have that, you're not getting in.
Well, one thing about event coverage I love doing events because they're intense. Events are so intense. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes you get something that's a total dud and you're like, why did I waste my time coming here? But usually you don't. Usually it's great. But I like to be busy all the time. So when I'm covering an event, especially something like this where it was a Cheer Expo, which is not something I usually cover, but it was again, like I said again, a whole other world that I just got to experience. And event coverage, when you go to big events, it's just crazy. There's people everywhere, and you get to feel like, oh, I have a press pass and a camera. I can go wherever I want until security puts their hand on my chest and they're like, no. Until they do that, I am free range, right? And it's just really neat to be able to go behind the scenes of things and see how an event like this actually works. Because if you just go and you attend, you have no idea what's going on at an event. you know, behind the scenes and what people are doing. If you're going there with a press pass, that's your job. Your job is to go in there and find out what makes this event tick. And that is just so cool to be able to do, and then just have that be the thing that you do. Getting people to talk to me getting people to talk to me at events never hard. They always want to talk to you. You're in there, you're like, I'm pressed. They're like, oh, hi, I have 10 minutes in about 2 minutes. Where do you want me to meet you? And they want to make time for you because they want their event to, you know, be reported on. They want their event to be covered. They want people to talk about it. So they'll gladly speak to you. The issues are the things you don't expect. Like your story does a 180 when you're in the field, like mine kind of did. I chose to follow a cheer team through the event. I followed the cheer team at SMU through the event. And it was awesome. They were really cool. But a lot of challenges did come up. They had a couple of athletes get injured pretty, you know, suddenly and, you know, shockingly. Like it was just like, boom, this is happening. And I had to kind of measure in my head, okay, do I get this photo, you know, of EMS working on someone? You know, it wasn't very graphic, but it was still enough to be like, okay, do I get this shot when I've only known this team for a day, or do I refrain? And that was the most difficult decision I had to make all day. If I'm there, that happens, I can't not get a photo. I need to get something that's showing that happened, because that's insane. And if that happened and I'm there, it's a meter in front of me, might as well take the shot. The worst someone's gonna tell me is to delete it. That's the worst thing that's gonna happen to me in that situation. So I took the shot that I thought would be agreeable. A lot happened, so I had a lot to cover, I had a lot to get photos of. Honestly, I had a good time. It was a world I wasn't used to, so to see all of that was really cool.